So if you'd like to check out the video version, we will be on video on Facebook, LinkedIn, all those other places. With that said, we are kicking off right here and right now. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize. I think we're already live. That's what happens. I'm over here talking to all the Clubhouse people and my production people and the director. She's like, we go live at 7, Glenn. I don't care what conversation you're in the middle of. And that's what I love about having an amazing team of people that will hold you accountable. Listen, I popped up this morning, which it's a little warmer up here. I think it's like 36 degrees now, but I popped up this morning and went downstairs and grabbed my Morning Five planner, just like I do every single day. And when I grabbed my Morning Five planner, went downstairs, had my glass of water, right? Sat down, had the headphones on, listening to my music with no words, right? And I popped open my Morning Five planner. And one of the favorite things, my favorite things personally, about the Morning Five planner are the quotes that are at the top. Now, why is this my favorite? Well, this is my favorite because those quotes are actually submitted by real life members of our community. Now, there are other people's quotes a lot of the times, and we give credit where credit is due. But ultimately, I love using that portion to get to know you better, and so that our community can continue to connect and can continue to grow, right? So this morning, I opened up the Morning Five planner, and there was a quote that was submitted by Shannon Whittington. And the quote that Shannon submitted said this: do what you gotta do so you can do what you want to do. Do what you gotta do so you can do what you want to do. You know, the decisions that you are making today, a decision to join us here on hashtag Rise and Grind, a decision to join us on Clubhouse in the Breakfast with Champions room, a decision to get around amazing superhumans, the right people, a decision to ask a question, a decision made today will ultimately serve you in the future. Doing the things we got to do now so we can do the things we want to do later. I personally always think of an 88-year-old man. I don't know why 88, but I think of an 88-year-old man. And I think that 88-year-old man that hopefully exists inside of me, that I live to that day, that 88-year-old man has no choice of what his life's going to look like. None at all. He has no say in what his life is going to look like. But I, on the other hand, do. You and I get to choose today what life looks like for our future self. Be kind to your future self and do what you got to do so that later you can do what you want to do. Good morning. How are you, my friend? Is everything working in the back? I don't know. Are we live on all the different places that we're supposed to be live? I just want to make sure if you guys could double check on that. Normally I see different numbers over on that side than I see right now. And so I'm just curious if everything's working out there. Feel free to let us know if it's not for any particular reason. But hey, good morning, Renee. Today is Tuesday. That's right. Today is Tuesday, February 1st, 2022. And what's crazy, and I mean crazy, is that today is literally the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Tuesday, February 1st, 2022. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most. And I do mean the absolute most of this absolutely incredible day. Now, today is also the kickoff of Black History Month, which I love because we're going to take some time throughout the month and learn and honor those that came before us, those that paved the way, those that did the things they had to do so that we can do some of the things we want to do. So super excited to be able to honor them this month. We are also, what's up, Bob Rich? We are also in the middle of a new series. This series here on hashtag Rise and Grind and actually across Breakfast with Champions is all about money. That's right. Money, 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 money. We're going to talk about the money mindset. We're going to talk about how we can elevate money in your world. Something tells me, my guess, go ahead and drop it in the comments in case I'm wrong, but something tells me that you might be interested in having more money. Just maybe not. You might be like, nah, dude, I don't want another dollar. I'm good. I don't want another penny. I'm just going to live off what I got for the rest of my life. And if that's you, congratulations. You do you, boo. But for the most part, my guess is you probably could use a few more bucks. And that's what we want to do with this series, is help you really elevate your money mindset. Because if we don't change the money mindset, things will never change in the bank account. They just simply won't. So together, we're going to have a look at our money mindset. We're going to find ways to elevate that this week. We've also got the whole crew with us today. Mr. Scott Simons is here with us, and Marvin's here with us, and Lolita is in the building. Lolita with the T. We've also got Ramon will be joining us today, and Alexander Gonzalez is going to be here with us today, which I'm super excited about. There's Alexander right there. We've also got musical guest Sandra that's going to be coming in from Estonia, or I believe she was born and raised in Estonia. So super excited to have her on with us today. We're also going to be having a powerful interview with Oginga Carr. He is going to be joining us today as well. So listen, we have an epic show set up for you today. Can I say epic one more time? We have an epic show for you to set up for you today. But before we go too far, you know what we got to do on this show, right? Y'all know what we got to do on this show. Works good. Okay, make sure I do that. Okay, good. Boom. Y'all know what we got to do on this show. We got to do some dancing. Come on.
I can't wake them up with this one. Wake up. Stay woke. Hashtag Rise and Grind.
Listen, for those of you that don't know, this is the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. That's right. I need you to hit that share button, because I believe if we can change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. I truly believe that. And sometimes all it takes to change the way somebody starts their day is for you to hit that share button. So if you're over there on Facebook, share it out. YouTube, you know what to do. My folks on LinkedIn, hit the share button. Over here on Clubhouse, there's a couple arrows in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. When you click on those, it allows you to share the room. And I can see it when you do it. My man, AJ Anderson, has shared the room on Breakfast with Champions. Thank you, sir.
Good morning.
Fufu and Iwidu, thanks for sharing the room this morning. Modell Tiana Smith, thanks for sharing. Annette, with the CBC, thanks for sharing this morning. Lisa Martin and Pamela Dubois, I can see that. So make sure you hit that share button over there on Clubhouse. This is also the part of the show where I want to say good morning to you, and I want you to say good morning to me. Whether you're watching live or you're watching it on replay, say what's up, and I'll say what's up back. Fair enough? Fair enough. Good morning, James Boardwine over there on YouTube. Great to see you. What's up, Gloria Bond? I'm glad you're here as well. AJ Anderson and Dora Maria over on Facebook. Thanks for being here today. Christina Howard, always a pleasure to see you. Robert Maglasio, what's up, my man? How are you doing? Soul Salcido in the building. Scott Simons, Don, thank you. What was that comment? Put that comment back up, Ramon. I wanted to see it again. There was a bunch of names on there. There's Scott. I see Mary Lynn Wilkin in the building. Good morning, Mary Lynn. I see Liza Myers Bortis and everyone else. That's right. Let's get going, says Robert. I love it. How you doing, Pamela Dubois? Philip Sullivan over on LinkedIn. I'm glad you're here today. I see Bob Rich on LinkedIn as well. Great to see you, sir. How you doing, River Scott, Coco Lewis? We've got Mariana Thomas in the building. Then, of course, over on Clubhouse, Susie Miller's here. My boy Bobby's in the building. What's up, Tony Gonzalez? He's up in here today. Linnell and Kimberly. I see Coach Kim and Jamaica. I see Dr. Gina and Kershon. Pop is in the building. DJ Ice Mike is joining us over on YouTube. Sarge Tina, Peter's up in here. Michael D. Butler, Danielle and Yvette. Dr. Tanji, John is in the building. Oh my goodness. Packed house here today on hashtag Rise and Grind. I gotta tell you, I love starting my day with you. Thank you so much for being here with us today. It is always a plum-pleasing pleasure, as Les Brown says, to be able to start off our day this way. So we are not talking about Glenn jamming with the arms out. Come on, Lolita.
Hashtag Rise and Grind. Hashtag Rise and Grind.
Listen, I don't care where you are in the world right now. You just gotta be dancing. What way to start the day? Get the body in motion, right? An object in motion tends to stay in motion. An object at rest tends to stay at rest. So get going. Let's go. If you're in the grocery store, do some dancing. You want to walk, you work it out, whatever you're doing, let's get rocking and rolling right here, right now. AJ Henderson waved him off. All right, man. Y'all counting on me now. All right, we gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta keep going on the show.
You're already enough.
This part's good though.
Of God, uniquely made. The God of the universe. Can you believe it? The God that made everything, he made you to be the best version of yourself. And you're making these incredible decisions. You join this group, hashtag Rise and Grind.
All right, so, I got to get off that share screen. How do I do that? Stop. There we go. All right, check it out. Matthew Stafford, right? $405,714 per game is what he gets paid. We talked about this yesterday. Joe Burrow, $128,571 per game. Now, yesterday, I asked you how you felt about that. Why you believe they get paid 8,000 times more than the standard national average to work less hours. And what I told you yesterday is that your response to that, how you doing, RP? That your response to that says a lot about your money mindset. We're going to dive into that a little bit further today because you see there are four money mindsets that are discussed by Karen Sutton in the book easily titled The 4 Money Mindsets. And I want to break those down for you today so you can determine which category you fall in, because this is where it all starts. And throughout the month, we'll continue to teach how we break out of whichever money mindset we're in. But first, we have to have awareness. We have to know where we are before we can get to where we want to go. So there are 4 money mindsets. The first money mindset is an in-debt mindset. In debt, I-N-D-E-B-T, in-debt mindset. Now, somebody with an in-debt mindset is habitually driven to borrow and spend. Habitually. That's like that's natural default, to borrow and to spend. Money comes in and immediately goes out, and we say that it's going to, air quotes, bills. But a lot of times those bills are actually debts, right? Okay, I'm going to pay my credit card, I'm going to pay my car payment, and I'm going to send this one to the house payment, I'm going to send this one to the loan that I borrowed from my bookie, right? In debt mindset. Money goes in immediate, or when the money comes in, it immediately goes to bills. Now, a person with an in debt mindset, habitually, this is a habit, they habitually think, feel, and say to themselves that they do not have enough, that they do not have enough money. That is a habitual thought for an in debt money mindset. Okay, that's number one. The second money mindset is called the break-even money mindset. Now, the break-even money mindset says, okay, well, I have enough money to cover my expenses, right? I make sure to have enough money to cover my expenses, and then I am going to spend the rest. I'm going to make sure I have enough to cover my expenses, and I'm going to spend the rest. Now, the person with a break-even mindset they rarely go into debt. They're like, nah, man, I don't have no credit cards. I'm not going into debt, right? They're not overspending, but they will pay their bills, pay those things first, and then literally spend the rest. Okay? That is a break-even money mindset. Now, the third type of money mindset is what's called the comfortable money mindset. The comfortable. Now, a person with a comfortable money mindset, this person is driven to save. They save first before they spend. They'll put some, this is the whole pay yourself first mentality, right? They will save first before they will go out and spend any money whatsoever. They're literally driven to save. Now, this type of person typically has large amounts of money stored away. They have money stored away somewhere, and the mindset is that they are saving to not lose. They're not saving to invest. They're saving to not lose. They're saving for a rainy day. They're saving for a tragedy. They're saving for an emergency. It's that emergency fund, right? Got to have that emergency fund backup to make sure you can buy a refrigerator if your refrigerator goes out, because Lord knows we all have refrigerators going out on us all the time, right? It's that mindset. It's comfortable. It's very comfortable. It's safe. A person with a comfortable mindset will use these words. They will say, don't invest anything you can't afford to lose. A person with a comfortable mindset sees threats to your finances everywhere. The last money mindset is the rich money mindset. Now, a rich money mindset, focuses on adding value and leveraging resources. I'm going to say that one more time. Rich money mindset focuses on adding value and leveraging resources. Everything around them is a resource. Time is a resource. Money is a resource. Their skills are a resource. Technology is a resource. And all of it can be leveraged. All of it can be leveraged in order to gain more. Do you know what a lever is? Does everyone know what a lever is? Look, this is a lever, okay? Oh, let me get rid of this video. Sorry. I got to do things. There we go. This is a lever. This is what a lever looks like. A lever allows the input to be less than the output. Write that down. You want your input to be less than your output. You want to be able to do a lot with a little. Now, see, very few people really understand leverage. Now, when it comes to leverage, you want to be able to know and understand how to leverage your time, leverage your resources, leverage your money. You see, Joe Burrow gets this. I'm sorry, that's Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford gets this. Joe Burrow also gets this. You see, they leverage their time, their skill set to exceed, here's the key, to exceed the value of their paycheck. People buy, write this down. People buy when value exceeds price. That's when people buy, when value exceeds price. So if you learn to leverage your specific value, to leverage it, the money follows. Instead of trading time, we leverage time. Instead of trading skills, we leverage skills. Instead of trading technology, we leverage technology. And instead of trading money, we leverage money. Listen, this week, this month, we're going to have some hard talks. We're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about how we get you out of certain mindsets and get you into a rich mindset, because you can live in those other three money mindsets. You can live in those, but you're not going to live the abundant life for which you deserve. Listen, I believe you and I are children of God, the God of the universe, God that made everything. And that God gave you and I the ability and the power to create. And that God wants us to live in an abundance so that we can not only make an impact in our lives, but in the lives of others. So do the work with me this month. If you have a Morning 5 planner, make sure you scan your QR code right there on the month at a glance. Scan your QR code. We have a money challenge this month that will push you out of your comfort zone, I promise. But if you do it with me over the next 30 days, it'll be absolutely powerful. Fair enough? Fair enough. Ladies and gentlemen, this is hashtag Rise and Grind. We've got a lot to talk about. So stay tuned. Make sure you share this out if you haven't already. And we'll be back here in just a second. This is Breakfast with Champions, Millionaire Breakfast Club, your opportunity to get a seat at the table. And check it out, man. Breakfast with Champions is everywhere nowadays. That's right. We've got the podcast. We're on places like Wisdom and Fireside. We're going to Green Room, and we've got YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. Wherever you can join us, we would love for you to come get a seat at the table. Become the champion you know you are inside with Breakfast with Champions. Well. The crew is here with me today, ladies and gentlemen. If you're listening over on Clubhouse, Marvin Reed, Lolita E. Walker, and Scott Simons just jumped in the room. They're ready to tear it up with some money talk this morning. Let's talk about money. I tell you, Scott Simons doesn't light up any more than when we're talking about money. We talk about money, he lights up. Lolita smiling ear to ear. My boy Marvin across the pond. I guess they like money over there too. So let's talk about it here this morning on hashtag Rise and Grind. What do you guys think about some of the things that we just shared?
You know, what's interesting, honestly, is that as you were going through the 4 different mindsets, I was raised with a comfortable and safe mindset. I was raised, when you talked about that refrigerator example, I said, oh, if that's not Emmanuel Walker and Evelyn L. Walker right there, you got to, right? I was raised with only spend what you can afford. You're going to save, because when that credit card bill comes, you're going to pay that sucker all the way off. And guess what? When your refrigerator breaks, because it will, you want to be able to go and buy that. And I think, you know, we're taught what our parents passed down, right? Generationally. And they want to do better than the ones before because their parents didn't have anything, quite frankly, right? So they want to do better. And I'll tell you, as I started to migrate into that rich mindset, one will argue I still need to do a little bit more work. But as I progress into where I absolutely want to be, that optimal state, I'll tell you, looking at people and seeing what they have and then asking them, not being afraid to ask the questions like, hey, can you help me with this? And I think that's where a lot of us fall short. What do you think, Scott?
Yeah, you know, I think it's important to talk about money. I think not a lot of families talk about it enough. And, you know, money is a magnifier. It's a complete magnifier of the individual. If you're a generous person, then you'll be a really generous person. But I think money needs to be taught more by families, not leaving it up to schools, because trust me, they're not talking about this. They're not talking about how do you get to the basics and balance a checkbook, which everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy. But we don't talk about it enough with our children. And your debt owns you. Sure, you can use leverage. I like using leverage. I'll talk about it. I talk about it all the time. I have all these strategies that I've learned from people that much smarter than me. To talk about my childhood, I saw my parents, they lived in scarcity. They were scared. My dad worked 5 jobs. My mom, worked the whole time. That they both worked all the time, and they didn't make a whole lot of money, and they saved and lived in scarcity. And I want to live that way. That was no way to live for me, where you would go eat a buffet and that was your only meal of the day. And, when you got to go to McDonald's, that was a real treat. And clipping the coupons, there's nothing wrong with that. But I learned the basics from my parents about hard work and managing your money and paying yourself first. People here, or anybody around me, my team, my staff, the people I mentor, they'll hear me say it: pay yourself first. That means save your money. And an easy way to do that is set up automatic things. Automatically comes out of your paycheck for your 401k. Automatically comes out for your IRA. You will adjust your life based on the amount of money that you have left over. And if you have too much, then you'll spend it. So have it go in different buckets of what you want to save for. But, I love talking about money. It's freedom. It's freedom. People want freedom, but there's a lot of people that don't want to put in the hard work and do the basics that you have to do in order to earn that freedom. They want the freedom without putting in the work. So no, I love talking about this. You can tell I got veins popping, my face is getting red. I got spit flying at the, at this crew here. I apologize, but no, I love talking about it because I care. Yep. I care.
And see, Scott really lives in that. He lives in that space right between the comfortable mindset and the rich mindset. There's part of him that is over there in the rich mindset where where he leverages his dollars, right? And that's why he owns 25 different businesses or whatever it is. But then there's also the traditional in Scott that has the money put away for a rainy day, likes having that stuff in the 401k and so on and so forth. So there's definitely some gray areas in the middle, right? And to each their own. We just need to get as far to that rich mindset as possible, and if we want to be able to scale and grow and really make an impact on your bank accounts. Marvin, over there, what do you guys do with money over there? Do you guys have money over there?
You know what? It's funny that you actually touched on that, Glenn, because that's what I was going to jump in and share. There is that gray space in between, and I think for many of us, to Lolita's point, is sometimes you have to unpick what you're taught as a child. You have to unpick parts of your history growing up based on your parents' mindset. And I think that's the challenge that a lot of us have. Even when we achieve success, sometimes it's so easy to sort of slip back to that old school mentality, what we were brought up. Because obviously, look, your parents teach you lessons, and those lessons stay with you, right? So I think that's part of the issue. So I'm glad that you touched on that, Glenn, because I think that's what I wanted to share. I think it's an ongoing process. It's never a one and done.
You know what? I was going to jump in because as we were talking, there are so many principles that I learned from my parents and those around, right? So if we think about it, I remember the first time when I went to college, and the first time somebody said to me, I don't know how to write a check. And I was flabbergasted. I said, what do you mean you don't know how to write a check? And then I had to step back and realize that, wow, let me just show you, because I don't even want you out here in the world without knowing how to write a check. Or what Scott always talks about, making sure that you are putting money away. I have a vacation account. I have multiple accounts, to the point where when I got my first financial advisor, she said to me, Lolita, you have enough accounts. You have so many accounts, but I like it because you're very clear. And Scott, having it directly deposited because you live out of what you have coming into that main account. So I appreciate this one right here. Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll give you just one example. So my wife, I said, honey, let's max out our 401k, which is something my dad, taught us. First job, I made $28,000 a year, and I lived on someone's couch, but I maxed out my 401k. I said, Dad, how am I going to do that? He said, boy, you will figure it out. Yeah. You will figure it out. So I shared that with my wife. Well, my wife left the corporate world and came to work with me, which I think she's quit 3 times now. She said, I ain't doing that. I quit. And I said, well, hold on, man. You can't just quit like every time. She goes, no, I'm quitting. But anyway, so that's another story. But she got a check in the mail from where she worked at previous. And I said, honey, max out your 401k. And she said, well, wait a minute. It's going to greatly reduce what I make. I said, honey, do it. Her check was for like $980,000. And she said, what's this for? I said, remember when I said max out your 401k, honey? I suggested that. She said, yeah. I said, that's for maxing out your 401k.
Because they forget they match dollar for dollar, and people miss all of that money that's sitting right there.
And compounding interest and the value of time. And guess what? If you max out your 401k, if everybody's listening to me, if you max out your 401k, which this year I think is 20,500, if you're 50 or above, it's 27,000. Then you've got to work hard to replace that money. And also it reduces down the amount of taxes you pay. So if you make 100,000, you put away 20 grand, then you pay taxes on 80,000. So I get passionate about this because I truly want people to not be owned by their debt. I want them to live a fruitful life. I want them to have a great, end of their life where they're not working till the day they die. And I'm very passionate about it because I think not a lot of people talk about it, and it's my way of giving back. Plus, also think about it. If my staff is maxing it out, then they've got to work harder if they're on commission to bring back in that income, to get their income levels up. Where, Glenn, there's some dealers that and some people want people to go get in debt because their debt owns them. I would rather than max out their 401k. So that's just my advice. And I love talking about this. I love talking about money because I care about people.
Money. And one thing I want everyone to understand in this room, everyone that's listening, quick thing I want everybody to understand. It's not about an amount. It's about a mindset. It's not an amount, it's the mindset. All right. So if you're making $1 a week, what can that dollar do for you? How are you seeing that dollar? That's what's ultimately going to determine how far that dollar goes. So we're going to keep talking about money all month long, all day long, all week long. This money. If you have your Morning 5 planner, make sure you scan that. I want you to be a part of the challenge. It's going to be super, super fun. And we're going to also talk about some good news right here on #Rise and Grind with my man, Ramon Ray, who brings it every single day. Ramon, what's the good news?
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Good News. Good news. It's good to be here on Rise and Grind. Breakfast with the Champions. Thank you, Glenn Lundy, Lolita, and Scott Simons. What a great segment. As always, good to be here. Our good news segment of the day, 3 things. Airless tires of the future. Wait for it. Winnie the Pooh enters the public domain. And my apologies to anybody from Jamaica. Come to Jamaica and feel all right. Well, the Jamaica bobsled team is back in the Olympics after 20 years. Some of you may have seen Cool Runnings. So let's dive right into good news. Again, my name is Ramon Ray. You can get to know me better at RamonRay.com or on IG at Ramon Ray Smart Hustle. Airless tires of the future. This is probably something that Scott and Glenn know very, very well. Putting air in your tires for sure, can be a pain. Something you should do on a regular basis. Goodyear, big billion-dollar, trillion-dollar tire company, hopes to put an end to that with airless tires. The tire is going to be tested, by the way, they say in Car and Driver magazine, using autonomous robots that deliver packages and food from Starship Technologies. I'm not making this stuff up. I'm just reporting the good news of the day. And so hopefully in the future, you will not have to no longer put air in your tires, squat down, get your hands dirty, put the little thing in, and do it all wrong. No. Good news. Airless tires are coming from Goodyear. Good news number 2, Winnie the Pooh enters the public domain. Fans of Winnie the Pooh can return to the 100-acre woods. The story of Winnie the Pooh was first published by A.A. Milne in 1926. That means today, 2022, it enters the public domain. Maybe Scott Simons, that's an investment you want to do. We'll see. It's now a free inspiration for anyone's new projects, but there's a catch. Lolita, I know you're thinking of doing some rhythm with Winnie the Pooh. I can feel it in your brain already, but wait, Lolita, just wait. Disney continues to keep the copyright protection over its unique interpretation of the character. But back to good news. Listen, Winnie the Pooh, the character, is now in the public domain, so be creative. How can you use Winnie the Pooh. And lastly, Jamaica to compete in 4-man bobsled team at the Olympics for the first time in 20 years. Congratulations to Jamaica. Cool Runnings were not just a one-time movie, but Jamaica is back in the bobsled team, and we wish them all the best. Glenn Lundy and team, that was good news for the day. I'm Ramon Ray, and great to be here with you all. What's up, Glenn Lundy?
Sanka, you dead, man? You dead, man? Gosh, I love that movie, man. I watched that movie 1,000 times with my kids in tow. What an incredible movie, and what an incredible share right there. Winnie the Pooh going on 100 years. That's incredible. I got to figure out how I'm going to leverage that. Ding, 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 leverage. Our word of the day. Ding, 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 leverage.
Ding, 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 ding. There you go.
Leverage resource, right? But man, I absolutely love that. And then as far as our airless tires, I mean, let's go, bro. I am all about it, right? Anything that'll keep me from having to take that silly little hose and wrap it around the car, and it's always too, and then you get to the other side and you start to air and the quarters run out and you ain't even got no quarter. Who has quarters nowadays? Are you kidding me? But the swiping thing don't work. I mean, come on, those machines, let's just admit it. Whoever owns those machines not taking very good care of those machines. Maybe they're focused too much on the charging stations, Tesla style. I don't know, but I love the good news, Ramon.
Thank you. It seems, Marvin, that maybe Glenn has a negative issue with like air in his tires. He's done that one too many times, and he's bringing up some, something in there.
I'll let you in on a little secret. We have little robots over here in the UK. I don't know whether it's elsewhere, but I know for sure in a place called Milton Keynes, they have little robots that go around the centre delivering food. Like you'll see them just going along, little white sort of robots. So that doesn't surprise me about the air in the tires. I think it's a good move.
Well, so Lolita, what do you think?
Listen,
like,
I was just getting air the other day because when it gets cold outside, when the weather changes, your tires for some reason are not liking the situation. But what I will say for all my people in the DMV, Wawa has free gas. And I never say I didn't give you anything. Wawa has free gas. So I just want to put that out there. And super
free gas or free air?
Yes.
Free air and tires. Glenn's like, wait a minute, free gas? Hold on a
Wawa
second.
has free
air.
Air. Come on.
Okay.
Air.
You got everybody excited.
Like, free gas.
Even I was like, you get free petrol in America. What?
Y'all got robots, but we got free gas, homie. How about that?
But listen, Glenn Lundy, thanks for having me bring the good news. I'm going to go back and let y'all chat a bit as we prep for what's coming up soon. Thank you, Glenn. Thank you, Lolita. Thank you, Scott Simons. Thank you, Marvin Reed. And shout out to all the Jamaicans in our midst.
Shout out to my Jamaican family watching. Yes. Hey, y'all.
Yeah, how about that, man? Cool runnings. How about the Jamaican bobsled team? I've always been so inspired by that story because it's so... it really speaks to it does not matter where you come from, right? If you can dream it, you can live it, right? And so super, super excited. Have you all seen that movie?
Oh, yes.
Yes, of course. It's on repeat.
Yeah. and Glenn, the VADA Association had one of the gentlemen from the bobsled team. I have to go back and research which one come and speak. And then I actually got to spend some time with him and had a few spirits later on in the evening, sitting at the up at the bar. So that was a great experience. What a story. And that's amazing to hear that they're back or back in it. So we'll all be pulling for them for sure.
Very cool story. And I think who was it? John Candy that play. He did so good. He did so good in that movie, man.
But Scott, it was the spirits for me. It was how you said spirits and then kept on moving with the story. So I love it.
John, I was waiting to hear some stories there, but you kind of just stopped. I thought maybe you're going to talk about Jamaican rum, or you just stopped there. I feel there's a story there.
This is a children's program. That's for the after show, private after show.
Listen. Speaking of people chasing their dreams, being able to do some amazing things no matter where you're from, we're getting ready to introduce you to Sandra. Sandra is Estonian born. She is an LA-based singer now, songwriter. She swiftly captivates and charms any audience with intriguing lyrics that run through your mind all day and melodies that make you want to move your body. And we are super excited to have her with us right here today on hashtag Rise and Grind. So I want to bring her. How do I add her to the stream right there? Sandra, just want to say hello, welcome. How are you?
Hi, good morning. How are
Good
you
morning.
guys?
It's so good. I'm so glad you're here with us today.
Good to be here.
Yeah, awesome. So we're going to listen to some of your music and then dive in and learn a little bit more about you. Fair enough?
Absolutely. Let's do that.
Let's do it. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Let's go. I've been on a rocket ship, hold me down, yeah. I've been through some crazy shit, keep me bound, yeah. I can make a livelihood pop, hold me down, yeah. Hold me down, yeah. Hold me down, yeah. I've been on a rocket ship, hold me down, yeah. I've been on some latest shit, keep me bound, yeah. I can make a livelihood pop, hold me down, yeah. Hold me down, yeah. Hold me down, yeah. Sweet as Georgia peach, I don't nothing more. On my winning streak, put my record up. I've been on a rocket ship, hold me down, yeah. I've been through some crazy shit, keep me bound, yeah. I can make a livelihood pop, hold me down, yeah. Hold me down, yeah. Hold me down, yeah. I've been on a rocket ship, hold me down, yeah. I've been on some latest shit, keep me round, yeah. I can make a livelihood pop, hold me down, yeah. Hold me down, yeah. Hold me down, yeah. I can take a trip down to the moon. Show you how to walk these miles in my shoes. I can think of thoughts so crazy, watch me live it after. I can make you dream so maybe you will make it happen. I just wanna see you in here with me. Spend some vibes on you, so lit. I've been on a rocket ship, hold me down, yeah. I've been through some crazy shit, keep me bound, yeah. I can make a livelihood pop, hold me down, yeah. Hold me down, yeah. Hold me down, yeah. I've been on a rocket ship, hold me down, yeah. I've been on some latest shit, keep me bound, yeah. I can make a livelihood pop, hold me down, yeah. Hold me down, yeah. Hold me down, yeah.
You just became my new favorite human on the planet right there. Not only watching you dance in the video, but watching you dance to your own music in the green room the entire time. I'm like, this girl right here can't help herself. She can't stop. I love it. That was stinking awesome. I don't know about y'all, but I absolutely love Sandra. She's my new favorite.
I was about to say exactly the same thing. The way that she was owning her own kind of vibe and energy, I absolutely love that. Look, it's great to meet you, and I'd love to ask you a quick question. I know the other hosts want to jump in too. I feel like I was reading a bit about your story, sort of going to LA at such a young age and stuff, but you really seem comfortable in your own skin. You really seem to understand the artist that you want to be. Do you know what I mean? Or the artist who you are.
Yeah.
How did you kind of get to that stage? Like even the vibe that you have there where you were dancing, you know what kind of artist you are. How did you get to that point?
I mean, I already knew when I was very young, when I was about 14, that I definitely want to live in Los Angeles. So I always had that innate, like very strong feeling that, I have to do something that's kind of bigger than me. So I became a dancer. I moved to LA, and then from there took on music. So the thing is, I'm not perfect. I don't think anybody is. So I kind of embrace whoever I am and then let it ride. And I think, it's cool to have some flaws and all. So I just take it all in and I just enjoy it. And I, show it to the whole planet. And I think that's what kind of gives me the confidence. I don't know, but yeah, that's basically what I do.
Oh,
I
I
love
love
it.
that. First of all, your smile is just so contagious. Your
Oh,
relaxation, oh, girl, yes. Listen, you were singing, and I'm like, on a rocket ship. I was right with you. Hey. So I want to ask you about that rocket ship. Tell us about, I heard where you're from. I have no clue where that is. So I would love for you to go back to where you're from and tell us about how that propelled you on your current rocket ship. I love it.
sure. Yeah, I'm from Estonia, so it's a really small country in Europe. It's about like 1.2 million of us, so we're very like a rare breed. We're really small, and it's like mainly forest. So I literally come from a forest. I grew up with my grandparents in a forest, so it's really funny for me to just now live in Los Angeles and be like, oh, big city girl now, cool. But yeah, rocket ship is all about manifesting. Like that actual record is about manifesting, just the way I kind of manifested my life in Los Angeles and USA. It's the same thing with that. You kind of put your mind to it and you notice all the winning stuff like daily basis, like, okay, I'm on a winning streak, I'm on the rocket ship, like I keep on going, keep on moving. And so rather than just taking all the negativity, I'd rather pay it forward with the positivity. And even if it's like just, oh, that coffee tasted really good today, so that'll give me that positive vibe for the rest of the day. So just a small thing. So that's the rocket ship, being on the rocket ship.
So good. So good.
It was fantastic hearing you this morning. This is Scott Simons, and there's a lot of aspiring artists that may be wanting to take that leap, that manifest from going from a forest, in Europe to California, right? So how does someone make that how do you push forward? What would be the best piece of advice you'd have someone that has big dreams and aspirations like that?
I mean, just to kind of have the clarity. I think a lot of the times we think we know what we want, and over time we don't know what we want, and it kind of gets more clear and clear and clear. Just keep on going. And sometimes negative things happens, and you get doors shut down in your face, and I've had those things happen to me too. Just to realize that, oh, look at that opportunity going away, and a way better one opening that door. So just always keep on going, because even if it feels tough and hard, it's good for something. And even the negative stuff, you know what? I've gone through all kinds of ups and downs, like a roller coaster. But now I know that when it went down the roller coaster, it was for it to go up next, and I'm way stronger thanks to the hardships. So if you're going through something and you don't know where to start, just do it.
You are amazing. I absolutely am so grateful to have had the opportunity to meet you this morning. We are going to bring you back for another song a little bit later in the show. If that's cool with you, stick around. You good with that?
Yes.
Thank you, Sandra. You're amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go connect with Sandra, download her music. She'll be back here in just a little bit. She is an amazing, amazing human. And another amazing human that we're getting ready to introduce you to is Mr. Oginga Carr. And Mr. Carr is a certified high performance coach. He is an author. He is a national seminar leader, an organizational structure expert and consultant with 20 years of experience in sales, management, human resources, and an incredible passion in the dynamic of change, dealing with it, working through it, and preparing for it. Ladies and gentlemen, excited to introduce you to the real deal, Mr. Oginga Carr. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Glenn?
I'm so good, man. I love you. I'm so glad we get to share this space together.
That's it. Absolutely. I'm so excited. I was gonna sing, but then man, she blew it away with what she was doing there. So I was like, no, no singing for me. That's no rocket ships or anything. Man, she was amazing, though, for real, no doubt. That's what I was saying. I was like, yo, let's get it. Let's get out this morning. Let's get it done, right?
For real. I love how even in her bio, it talks about she creates like tunes that stick with you, and something tells me we will all be riding on that rocket ship all day long. You know what I'm saying? So
no doubt.
My man. Now, where are you coming in from? Sandra was coming in from LA. Where are you at?
I'm in Memphis, Tennessee, so I'm excited to be here from Memphis. I mean, and just I appreciate the opportunity to be able to share with you guys.
Yeah, man. Well, we appreciate you being here and you being a champion for change, right? A champion for change. I want to dig into that a little bit, especially I find it there's little irony in the world, but you're coming in from Memphis, Tennessee, which Memphis, Tennessee was a catalyst of change
Yes.
back in the 60s, right? During the civil rights movement, and here we are in Black History Month. So tying all the pieces together, a man about change in a city that helped be a part of the changes that we experience today. So talk to me about this. They say, the saying is, nobody likes change except for a wet baby, right? Nobody ever likes change except for a wet baby. But talk to me about this. Why do we avoid change, and why is change so important?
Well, I'll tell you what, the thing is that when you think about that analogy as far as a wet baby, that's where a lot of us are with the problems in our life, honestly, and with the different things that are going on. And so my dad, David Carr Sr., said, and it's something that resonated with me for my entire life, is that when you're thinking about getting around to the challenge, that the road to success goes straight through the garbage dump. The road to success goes straight through the garbage dump. And so what it is that when we're going through things in our life, we're going through things and it feels like that trying to make that change or trying to go somewhere feels horrible. And so what we start to do is we start to just adjust and allow the things to just sit there. So you're in the garbage dump and you're like, well, I found this box. And so I got this box, and so I've got cover for myself, and that's great. I found some old shoes here and I can put those on. When the wind blows, it doesn't smell so bad here. And we start to just stop. But the thing is that if you can just keep going, your success is just over that ridge, actually. It's just over that ridge in order to be able to do it. And so change feels difficult and hard, but it's much worse to sit there in that wetness, as you talk about, as far as with the baby, and just sit there and just kind of adjust. And so what we start to do as adults, especially, is that we just start to adjust and just start to accept things. And so we start to just accept what it is and sit there. And I know this time of year, people talk about it all the time because they're still thinking about, if they are, New Year's resolutions. Many times, if you went to the gym on January the 2nd, it was really busy. It's not as busy right now on February the 1st because, people stop.
Well, it got cold, though, man. It got a little cold outside. Winter kind of set in,
Right. I'm with it. And so that's what it is. So I'm not a big New Year's resolutions guy. I'm a person that's about making change and making lasting change into your life. And so to make lasting change into your life is a couple of different things. There's really three things, honestly, Glenn. And that is clarity, content, and consistency.
Okay.
If you can be clear about your expectations, clear about what it is you want to get done. If you understand the content of where you're going, the goal that's required, and you can be consistent in your actions, then you can be successful. And so that's what it is. It's about being able to create that success, create change in people's life. And so I love it.
Man, I love that. You have made multiple changes in your life and in your career. You've done tons of things, from radio to be the speaker, to be the coach, to all of these things. You also work in the world of human resources and worked with tens of thousands of people in organizations all around the United States. I would love to talk just a little bit in this particular season, right? Because we're in an interesting season, as we all know, to say the least, over the last couple of years. And my guess is, actually, I'm going to go further than my guess. I worked as the general manager at a large car dealership in 2018. I happened to leave a year before all of this. I look at what some of my colleagues in leadership have had to deal with over the last couple of years, and I do not envy their position whatsoever. I'm like, I do not envy that because it's been crazy. So talk to me a little bit from a human resources perspective in a season like this. How do we stay connected through all the changes and keep a culture and environment where everyone is still growing together and we don't allow some of this outside stuff to get in the way of us being successful?
Well, one of the biggest reasons, the way that we stay connected, is by really understanding where we're going. That is the problem that happens with us when we are moving forward in business and in life. It's anywhere that we go. So for me, I'm all about naming conventions. So Glenn, I'm from the country. I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas. And my parents are from LA. They're from Lower Arkansas. Okay. So that's the real country. All right. So when I was a kid, my uncle used to give us a pig every year. Okay. And I'm excited. I'm learning we're going to get a pig, right? And so I'm excited and thinking I'm going to be able to be walking around the neighborhoods of Little Rock, Arkansas. My pig is a pet and everything along those lines. So I didn't understand the pig's name was going to be bacon and ham and different things like that. Okay. So my dad wouldn't let me name the pig, and I couldn't understand why he wouldn't let me name the pig. It's because the pig wasn't going to make it very long. All right. So Glenn, understand this. There's naming conventions that if you have in your life, if you name something, then it is much more powerful to you. The first thing that we got in this world is your name. That's the first thing you ever got. It's the thing that we answer to. It's why I see my name is actually Oginga. It's like Jinga like the game with an O in front of it. You know what I'm saying? As far as with that, to do so. So our naming conventions along those lines, right? So Glenn, it's like this. What I do is that I name every day. So every day during the week has a different purpose and a different thing that's for it. Mm-hmm. We do this in a team environment and also for myself. So today where I am, it's Tuesday. So it's Talk About It Tuesday. All right. So on Talk About It Tuesday, I talk about my business to every person who it is who I meet. Because so many times what happens is that people go through stuff and they don't actually know that you even do the work it is that you do. So they don't even know that you do it. So you get mad at your friend because they buy some Avon from somebody else. They didn't even know you sold Avon or whatever it was, right? And so the thing is that we have to be constantly, consistently communicating that. So let's talk about it Tuesday. So every day of the week has a theme. Work it Wednesday for Wednesday. On Wednesday, I work in my business, not on my business. That means I'm learning. It's a learning day for me to learn more. Thursday is Together Thursday. So Together Thursday, I look for collaborations. What are good collaborations I can make to be able to work with people? On Friday, it's Follow Up Friday. So on Friday, it's following up on what it is that I dropped throughout the week. Saturday for me is key for an entrepreneur, which it is Sanity Saturday. On Saturday, I have to do something that makes me sane. That's something that, because if you're running your own business, what happens is that we find ourselves running in that circle all the time, and we're just like on a hamster wheel. And you're not actually getting anything done or whatever. You know that as you step away with that, right? Oh yeah. Then we talk about Sunday. For me, is Schedule Sunday. So on Sunday, see, I'm really, really smart, Glenn. I have a 26-year-old and a 6-year-old, so I'm really, really smart. I started like all the way over again. Okay, so I have to be able to make sure and balance all this stuff, be able to balance different things we have going on. No doubt. Monday, really quickly, is Magic Monday. On Monday, I search for people who can pay me 5 to 10 times what my normal client pays me. That's to create the magic, or you can create the magic. You can do that in your life as well too. And so that's the thing. So it's about being able to have those things. I'm glad you guys love those things. I see people dropping there. Thank you, Christina.
I love that. I love naming it. I understand the importance of the name. I apologize. I said Oginga earlier. It's Oginga.
It's all good. No worries.
Find that for me. I too am very, very intelligent, just like you are. I have a 22-year-old. I also have a 12-year-old and a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old.
Okay, so yeah,
I have really intelligent, just like you are. On that note, but man, when I was the general manager at Dan Cummins, I did very similar things, and now in my businesses, I have those separations as well. But certain days were labeled for certain things, and the hardest part, I think, is not figuring out the names for the days. It's staying true to your conviction and saying no to the other stuff. Once you give the day the name, that's what that day is for. Don't break away from that. I love that. I think that was really, really valuable. And I know the rest of my crew here on hashtag Rise and Grind is itching to jump in here with you and continue these conversations, continue to ask more questions with you. So thanks so much for being here with us, Oginga. This is very, very powerful stuff. Marvin, Lolita, Scott Simons, what do y'all got for my man?
Yeah, Oginga, thank you for joining us this morning. I've been taking notes the whole time, and I appreciate all of the wisdom and that you shared with us. It's very nice to meet you. Yes. Everywhere you go, everybody's hiring, right? Everybody's hiring. Yesterday, I had a bank meeting. We called 6 restaurants, and none of them were open on a Monday. We had to go to a 7th to find a restaurant that was open so we could have a lunch meeting. I typically don't take lunch, so I didn't know that all these restaurants were closed. us, the car dealerships here, we are looking for people. We're always looking for great people to join our team. How do you stand out as an employer? How do we find these amazing people that we know that exist that have dealt with, COVID and a major pivot that's happened in our world? So if I'm an employer, what would be your best advice to me to help recruit some people to join our already amazing team?
So one of the big things, and I appreciate that, is communicating what a great team it is and really meaning that. Unfortunately, one of these things that happens that has happened now is that we got buzzwords in HR, and we have these buzzwords. People are like, "Yeah, we're a family," and all. But what many times is that it's a dysfunctional family. We're treating people terribly and not treating them the way they're supposed to be treated. So it's not just about the money. The money's important, right? What it's about the environment it is that you build. And so what we have to do is be really clear about the environment. So understand this. I want y'all to think about this right now. Anybody who's ever influenced you in your life, just pop a picture of them in your mind. Anyone who's ever influenced you in their life, all right? I guarantee you, anyone who's ever influenced in your life did one of three things, if not all three of these things. They either taught you how to think, they role modeled the way, or they challenged you. That's it. They either taught you how to think, they role modeled the way, or they challenged you, okay? So when you teach somebody how to think about you, you're educating them about you. So when you're educating people about your job, that's in your advertisements, it's in what you say, it's in everything. This is what we love, this is what we like to do. We challenge people. We say, hey, look, do you really want to change your life? Then this is the business you want to come and work for. Not so you can just go get a check, not so we can treat you like you're a number, not so we can do this. Do you really want to change your life? It's going to be a life-changing experience, and this is why. Here's the role model of the way. Here are our fabulous employees that we have. There's another thing you want to look at when you're talking about that. When you are writing, people struggle with two things in their business: their policies and procedures and their job descriptions. So when you're writing your job descriptions, you want to make sure they're legal. We work with people on making them legal. But what you also want to do is truly describe what the job is. Because if you're not truly describing what the job is, someone gets in and they are surprised. So if you're having a lot of churn in your jobs, many of the times we blame it on the people who are coming in, but we're not actually clearly explaining what it is they're going to have to do. And so that's where the problem could be for that. Does that make sense?
Perfect sense. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Yeah, no worries.
I'm gonna jump on in. Oh, there you go. Thanks, Marvin. I think there's a slight delay.
Go for it. Go for it.
Okay,
Go for it.
I'll jump in. Hey, Oginga, so nice of you to be here with us. So from one change champion to another, I have a question around change that we can leave with our audience. Okay.
Okay.
The question is, folks are going through so much change right now, right? Personally, professionally, COVID, just so many expectations. And we see that playing out in the world just with the pressures. And I even see it with my 9-year-old son, my Lord. So my question to you is, what do you say to someone who is navigating so much change that really is ready to still leap into their unknown, but they just don't know how?
It is a scary place. It is a difficult place. So first, we recognize the fact of the fear is, and then we practice the courage in order to be able to do so. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is actually moving forward with the fear still there. I get that with your 9-year-old. Me having a 6-year-old, like a third of his life has been with masks and these different things and those issues that go on with that, right? And so that's a thing that's there. And so if you're ready to take that leap, what we have to do is really, really understand the value. The thing that changed my life for me, you see, I've lost 200 pounds. And so the things that changed my life for me was finding something worth fighting for. That's the biggest thing. We must actually find something worth fighting for. And so that many times is outside of ourselves. So if you're going to take that leap into the unknown, then you got to keep that thing, that focus point, that focal point there that's there for you. And so taking that leap into the unknown, and that's the thing that draws the courage for us. It allows for us to be able to have the energy to move forward. It allows for us to be able to have the productivity so that we can be productive and be able to do that. And then be able to lean and have that influence as well too. So, I mean, I challenge them to do it, but also it's also just knowing that's there. So that's really great, Lolita. Absolutely.
You know, I love that you went that direction. And look, it's fantastic to meet you. I love everything you're sharing. There's a great Jim Rohn quote where he talks about discipline weighing ounces and regret weighing tons. And that's what you shared just there was kind of what I was going to base my question around, really, in terms of that motivation for people to really take action. So I would love, before you leave, just to share something, I suppose, for the audience as well and everyone listening in, you know, some of your wisdom around helping people to sort of take action, helping people to commit and move forward.
Absolutely. So in being able to help people to take action, it really is putting all of those things together is what it is. We're taking action with little steps every day. So it's about your morning. You guys are doing something amazing here. We're getting started with Rise and Grind, and to be able to put people in the right mindset as they get started with their morning. For me, I have a morning ritual that I do. And if I'm going to have a great day, I have to do those for that morning ritual in order to do so. So for me, I do what's called the 420s. That's not 420 day, which comes up or whatever here in America. Okay. That has anything to do with that, but it's the 420s. All right. So it is 20 ounces of water. The moment I step out of bed, the moment I get up, 20 ounces of water. And this is my power hour before I get started. Okay. So 20 ounces of water. Okay. 20 minutes of body activation. So that's stretching, getting ready for my day, doing them. 20 minutes of writing in an actual book. You see behind me, there's books behind me. We help business owners create books of their own so they can really be able to put out their own mission and their thought and to be able to do so. But books are a big part of my life, even still physical books, because if I'm on my tablet or on my phone, I will get distracted. There's those little bling blings that come up on my phone. They're there for me to be able to be distracted with it. Okay.
And so for that 20 a lot of people to make that happen.
Absolutely. That's the truth. That's the truth. And then 20 minutes of visualizing my day. So here's the thing that's awesome. I've already been here in this moment right now. Even though for me it's just 7 o'clock, I've already been here in this moment. I already visualized what it was going to be here with you guys. I already visualized what it was to be able to do. So I played ball. So it's like with football. In football, when you are when you're prepared in the game, they call it the game slows down. It's because I've already seen what's going to happen ahead of me. So if you have your day and you're prepared for your day and you visualize what's going to happen, you've already seen it, and so it's already there, and it's there for you to be able to get it done.
Yes, sir. I love that, man. A powerful morning routine is where it's at. I love that you take 20 full minutes of visualization. I think that's super strong. I also have my 420s per se. Never called it that before, though. I like it. But it's incredibly important. It's all about tapping into mind, body, and spirit, right? We got to make sure we tap into all three of those things. Figure out where we're at, make sure we elevate in those areas before we go out and try to battle the storms that we all know are coming, because there's storms every single day. Oginga, such an honor to spend some time with you this morning. Thank you so much for being here with us on #Rise and Grind. At about 8:30, if you're around, we will be over on Clubhouse, kind of hanging out on the Clubhouse app. We're going to be talking more. People will have an opportunity to ask you questions if you're around. So we would love to see you over there. And with that, sir, thank you for joining us here today. It's been amazing. Yes. That was Oginga. He's the man. He'll be on Clubhouse a little bit later. And also on Clubhouse, yesterday we interviewed Tyrone Poole. And I just want you all to know, at 9 o'clock, Tyrone Poole is going to be doing a segment over on Clubhouse that he's leading. And the dude's a 2-time Super Bowl champion, and he's super excited. He's prepped, and it's going to be absolutely powerful. So loving the guest, loving the musical artist here on this show. And I'm also loving my man, Alexander Gonzalez, who's out there in the streets, them digital streets, making sure that we stay connected with you. So Alexander Gonzalez, what's going on out there in the streets? You are muted. number one saying of 2021. You are muted. You are
Good
muted.
morning. I love that we can all laugh at each other. My name is Alexander Gonzalez, coming to you live from St. Petersburg, Florida. I am not the fat dad across socials. And I have to tell you, I am so excited that Jamaica is back in bobsledding because I, like you, Glenn, that was my favorite movie. And I will never forget when Junior's looking in the mirror, and I quoted that guy. So if you saw that, make sure that you comment because it's true. We sometimes have to look in the mirror and see ourselves who we're becoming and not always where we're at right now. Christina Howard on these clubhouse streets saying people buy when value exceeds price. Instead of trading time and money, leverage them. I loved that quote. Sol Salcedo, I'm not sure if I'm saying your name right. If I don't know how to say it, I just make it Spanish, so I hope that works. I'm all about checks and balances, Scott Simons. A+ Living said, yes, loving this topic. Financial flexibility is hashtag goals. Moreno Marron says, what are we reading for February? I finished Green Lights. So I figured we should maybe touch on that because there's a little QR code right in your planner that gives you all that. Veronica Scott says, I was getting ready to jump in my car for that free gas. Love you, Lolita. And Valerie Oakley finishes us off with, to take a leap into the unknown, we must find something worth fighting for. Sounds like we're talking about knowing your why. Powerful segment so far this morning, talking all things about money. Love you, Renee. Thank you for that comment. And I'm super excited to be with this dream team. What's up, guys?
What's up? Listen, when they start giving out free gas, I will be doing my little segment right here, right at the free gas station.
I'm voting for that president, okay? But do you guys remember what I'm talking about in Cool Runnings when he was like, when look in the mirror, like, who do you see? I see Junior. No, I don't see Junior. I see pride. I see power. I see a bad mother.
I see a bad
nobody.
We're all going to watch tonight. We'll all watch tonight. Can you commit? I'm committed.
I'm in.
Yes, Team Jamaica right there. Alexander, I love you, man. And thank you so much for joining us here in the mornings and being out in those digital streets and keeping us connected. You mentioned the book for this month. And since there's no one but us five right here in the room, I have to be honest, in the Morning 5 planner, I made a nearly tragic mistake. Now, that's a very, very extreme way of saying it's not that tragic, but I made a huge mistake. So I wanted everyone to read together The Hero with 1,000 Faces, which is it goes into the hero's journey and breaks down the hero's journey through mythological, spiritual, and then ultimately our hero's journey, right? And so I told my team that I wanted the book to be The Hero's Journey, which The Hero's Journey is actually a biography of the guy who wrote the 1,000 Faces book. And so I put the wrong book in the planner, but I did clear it all up in the QR code. I hope I cleared it up in the QR code, but that's the book we'll be reading this month, and it's completely different and unique from Green Lights, what we just experienced. So I hope everyone.
Well, I want to ask Glenn, because Green Lights, I'm not going to lie, it was a very impactful book. Not only because it was probably the most enjoyable self-development book, autobiography I've ever read. Matthew McConaughey you felt like you were living his life, but how he saw red lights, yellow lights, and green lights, and how sometimes the things that he thought were red lights were really green lights. But my question is this: when are we talking about it as a community? I want to discuss these not just through posts in groups, but maybe we can do once a month segments on the last day of the month. And this is just, I'm putting this on live, y'all, so you're welcome. I'm pulling the Lundy, and I'm dropping it live. Why don't we do a segment at the last day of each month where we discuss the book and what we got out of it? Because I do think that that's impactful, not just reading as a community, but picking out little nuggets, because the nuggets I find are going to be different than what Alita finds, different than what Marvin finds, different than what Scott finds, you find, but we come together and now they're all of our nuggets.
I agree 1,000%. And the intention and the idea behind it, obviously using the group, sharing in the group, sharing our takeaways, those types of things, which we have to develop and create some new habits and patterns. So it does take a little while to get some more engagement on that, but also talking about it more during the show. I want to make sure that I'm talking about it during the Rise and Grind show, which we now have a better idea of what that layout and format looks like. And so, yes, Alexander, I'm with you. There's no point in us reading books together if we're not going to talk about what we learn in those books together. There's no point in doing that. And the intention is to build the community and build stronger relationships. So we will focus on that this month with our this month book, which is not The Hero's Journey. It is actually The Hero with 1,000 Faces, which breaks down the hero's journey. My apologies. And it's not as though they printed it and sent it out to thousands of people around the world. Actually, yeah, they did. Alexander, I love you, brother. Thanks for being here with us. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have Sandra back here in just a minute, so stay tuned. She's got song number 2 on the way. Just 30 seconds. This is Breakfast with Champions, Mainer Breakfast Club, and check it out, man. We're so excited. We broke 100,000 downloads in the podcast in less than 75 days. Can you believe it? If you subscribed yet, that's right. Don't miss out on any of these opportunities to learn from some of the most incredible superhumans from all around the world. Listen, wherever podcasts can be downloaded. I don't care where you go download the Breakfast with Champions podcast. We'd love to see you there. On a rocket ship. Hey, Sandra, you're back. What's up?
I made it.
You made it just in time. I know you had to battle all that LA traffic, but
I'm not even in LA right now. I'm in Europe currently. I'll be back in a week. I'll be back in a week. I can't wait for that weather.
Wow, so you are over in Europe right now. Okay, so I was thinking you're up very early. You're actually, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon over there, something like that.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, very, very, very cool. Well, we loved the first song that you brought to hashtag Rise and Grind, and we also love the vibe and the energy that you brought with it. So I'm super excited about the next one that we're going to roll right here, right now. How about you?
I'm excited.
My name's Sandra. And this is so
What a vibe. What a vibe. What a vibe. You are a rock star. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love the vibe. I love the energy. Hey, I want to talk to you while we have you here real quick, not just about the music, but I'd like to a little bit. We've been talking about money here on hashtag Rise and Grind. Been talking about money this week. And one thing I know as an artist, sometimes it can be difficult to make them dollars start to add up while we're doing the creative things that we love to do. But we're starting to see a little shift in that a little bit with NFTs and some of this world that's kind of opening up for artists. So talk to me a little bit about that when it comes to the money side of what you do. What are maybe some of the challenges that you're able to overcome, or what can you share in those areas with the technologies that we have today?
I mean, NFTs are huge because artists now are there. They now can actually like basically pay for their own things, so people can buy their NFTs, kind of support, be a part of their journey at the same time, own a little bit of that art. I'm putting out an NFT soon myself, so actually that's a huge thing. It's a huge shift. I'm really excited to see how is that going to work with all the labels and all that stuff. So I'm very, very excited. Yeah, but money is cool. I mean, I like money. I think everybody likes money. So I think money is energy. I let it flow. I let it come to me too. And the more positive I am, the more it comes, hopefully.
Amen to that. I love that.
I
Absolutely.
love that. Listen, you are an entire vibe. That's just it. You are a vibe and you bring so much flow and creativity. I mean, just to watch you in your element is just to flow. Whatever it is that's going on, you just flow. I cannot wait until your NFT comes out because I will be sure to invest and get one.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
I wanted to ask you about that space because I'm a poet and I am looking forward to putting out NFT too. And so I wanted to ask you how excited are you to move into this new space, and what are the points that you're feeling like I don't know? Maybe you could talk to us about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of it is kind of because it's new, but at the same time, the new and the unknown is very exciting. So if I already knew everything, life wouldn't be interesting. So I have to have that a little bit of like, oof, kind of like the fear or just kind of like the nervousness of it. So that makes everything more interested to take that risk. So I want to invest in you. So we should go
Thank you. Embrace the change, right? And that's what I heard you say. Yay! I love it.
And that is what's really cool about the NFT is it gives us an opportunity to invest in others, invest in other people that we love, not just necessarily buy their product, but to really go on the journey with them. That's what that is, to me, is really exciting about the NFT world.
Yeah.
I feel like it also helps us to learn more about the artist, because there's no doubt about it. Like, that was, I know Lolita's spoken to this as well, but when we listen to your music and we see your vibe and we see you dancing, do you know what I mean? It tells us so much about you as an individual, and it gives us that little sort of peek into who you really are. So I feel like the NFT then just takes it to another level, because at the end of the day, artists are actually putting out NFTs that kind of speak to who they are a bit as well, so I love that.
Yeah.
So I've got a real serious question for you. Have you do you eat Pop-Tarts? Have you ever had a Pop-Tart before?
I've had Pop-Tarts before.
Okay.
Yes.
What is your favorite flavor?
I mean, I don't remember. I was pink.
Probably strawberry.
Strawberry.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
And do you peel the sides of it off and just eat like the part with the icing on it, or do you just eat the whole thing?
The whole thing. I don't waste.
And is it toasted or cold? Is it toasted or cold? Because we have this whole poll going on, so you might be the deal breaker, the deal retire.
Definitely, it was cold.
Right out of the box, right? I knew it. Yes, I knew.
Yes, right out the box. I'm sorry, anybody. I'm disappointed. I am European. I don't know how to do this. No clue.
I love it. I love it. Alexander, welcome back.
Yeah, listen, Sandra, you are so freaking current. Like, your music is what's hot right now. It's what's vibing. I can see you on, listen, I'm a music festival junkie. I love seeing, people in your vibe, and you command the stage, even in that video where, I mean, you weren't even trying, and you're little like, boop. I was like, okay, queen, let's go. How can we see you on stage? Where are you touring? Because I feel like what you're bringing to the music scene is beautiful. Lyrically, it's beautiful sound-wise. but the stage presence and the vibration that you're giving, we need more of in person.
Absolutely. Everything that I'm doing this year is going to be up on SVNDRA.com, or Sandra Music, basically spelled the way I spell my name. It's Sandra. I just flipped the A to be more interesting. It's Gen Z. Don't ask me. Anyways, but yeah, so I'll always post everything. I sometimes post too much, but it's all fun, goofy stuff. So just follow me and I'll keep you updated. I do a bunch of festivals this year, so I'll just keep on like putting them
Any
up.
big ones? Any big name ones? Like, are we gonna see you in Burning Man? Like, where? Because you're everywhere. You need to be everywhere. We got connections to Burning Man, girl. Come on.
You get into existence for me. Thank you.
We got you.
Well,
Much
I
love.
love
Thank you
it.
for letting me ask the question.
Of course, and Alexander hang out. I love it, and anything that we can do to support you, we are all about it. I'm not going to speak for everyone, but let's take a vote. If you think that we should support Sandra in everything that she does, go ahead and raise your hand. Okay, you got 5 yeses, Sandra. Oh, you got 6. You got 6 yeses, Sandra.
Thank you guys. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Ooh, 7. You got 7 yeses, Sandra, right here on Rise and Grind. That's nice over there on Clubhouse. If you guys want to support Sandra and all that she's doing, okay, good. I see some mic flashes. All right, beautiful, beautiful. No, we love it. We love it. We absolutely love it. Thank you so much for being here with us on Rise and Grind. You are really a spectacular human, and I am excited for the day that I know will come where we all get to meet in person and experience that electric vibe that
Yes.
Thank you so much, Sandra.
Yes.
Yeah, you are awesome. Awesome. Wow. Well, heck, are we at the end?
We're almost there.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What a show. What a show. Candace, you did it again.
Oh, it was a good show. Yesterday was fire. Today was fire. And Sandra, she's amazing.
She is amazing.
You know, this picture just looks like this one big dysfunctional family. Functional.
Scott, what family is functional?
Right?
Yeah, this is the Brady Bunch, or whatever we want to call each other, the Rise and Grind bunch. But no, what a fun show. You know, it just seems like it's just getting better and better, and these artists and the guests that we have on, and the questions and the flow, and of course it all starts with Glenn's vision, and then Candace, and then these amazing people that you see here on this screen. And I'm on here just to eat and talk about Pop-Tarts. Hey.
Well, I'm loving that. I'm loving that, Alexander. Look, the kids, he doesn't have to take the kids for 2 days. So guess who's going to be up in the party? Alexander. Listen, Alexander, while you're here, and we have like maybe a minute for this part right here, I'd love to ask you, what exactly do you love about gifting your input into the show? Because I think you're a vibe.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. You know, my favorite thing is, and it's keeping with the mission and vision that started with Glenn Lundy, where everyone has a seat at the table, but taking it one step further and making sure that everyone also has a voice. You know, with privilege comes great responsibility. We get the privilege of being on camera. We get the privilege of using our voices. But guess what? It is our responsibility to make sure that those who maybe don't always get to share their voice, don't have the opportunity to speak up, get to speak up. And what I love is I get to find it. I get to find the diamonds in the rough and share their voice with the world in my voice, but ultimately it's their words, and that's powerful to me.
I love it, man. I love it. What a great question, and what a great response. That's what's up. It's so good to have you in our world. And I am with you, Alexander. The mission to give everyone a seat at the table, right? And to help those voices be heard. And in all transparency, it is not always easy. It is not always easy. That's for sure. But my gosh, it's so purpose filled, right? When someone reaches out and they say, you know what? No one ever saw me before, but you said my name, you see me, and that alone makes such a powerful difference, right? Such a powerful difference. So I appreciate each and every one of you for what you do to help me in that. as we go out around the world, all the way to Estonia, where we just were, right? As we go out around the world, making an impact in people's lives. And just so everyone that's listening and everyone that's watching knows, we couldn't do it without you. If it wasn't for you sharing and commenting, if it wasn't for you jumping in the clubhouse room and flashing your mics and all of those things, because we vibe off your vibe, right? If it wasn't for you, it would just be like the seven of us staring at each other wanting to like throw Pop-Tarts at Scott. Instead,
That'd be a boring show. It'd be fun but boring.
Right.
Just make sure you peel off the sides, right?
Yeah.
No,
Scott,
Scott, no, Scott, no.
That's
And I
the
know you gotta
problem,
close, Glenn,
Scott.
'cause I know you want motivation and upbeat, Glenn, but I got to bring the show down. No, you are wrong, Scott. You cannot tear up the sides, and you have to toast it. I'm sorry, brother. I love you. You're
Gotta be
wrong.
toasted.
Why can't we all just
I'm
eat our
team
Pop-Tarts
toasted.
the way we want to eat our Pop-Tarts?
Okay.
I mean, golly.
All right.
Can't we all
Ken.
just sit along?
All right. I
If
shouldn't.
Scott
that
wants
came
to
a
take
little
off the
strong.
sides of his Pop-Tarts and not toast it, that's his prerogative, you know.
All right.
I
I
mean,
You
feel
got
like
me
this is
there,
a
Ken.
deeper conversation, Candace, that permeates many
Yeah,
things happening in this world. Just do you,
Pop-Tarts.
people. At the end of the day,
That's
do
right.
you.
The
I'm
Pop-Tarts have
passionate
become a
about this. The Pop-Tarts-
representation of much bigger things.
Yeah,
I'm very
exactly.
passionate about my Pop-Tarts. I'm sorry.
do you boo? Is that what you
Yeah.
said, Alexander?
I'm not
Do you, boo?
anti-Pop-Tart. I just want everyone to know I'm not anti-Pop-Tart. I'm everyone Pop-Tarts as they want.
Yeah.
Hey, we
I
are
love
all
you,
going to go hang out over in Clubhouse and continue this conversation. I also want to let everyone know Tyrone Poole, two-time Super Bowl champion, he is going to be following us at 9 o'clock over on Clubhouse. And I would absolutely love it if you could make it to pour into him. He is super, super excited about his segment. He's going to be doing some very unique and dynamic things as he's going to break down the five mindset or the five things the five components of a champion mindset. That is what he's going to break down, and he's going to also add some really cool dynamic things to it as well. So make sure you check that out. But we're going to go hang out over on Clubhouse and chat for another half hour or so till Tyrone shows up. Thanks for being here with us on hashtag Rise and Grind. If you haven't shared this out already, do me a huge favor, share the sucker out, and most importantly, come back again tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. We'll be doing this all over again on hashtag Rise and Grind.